G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. We are at the moment in the live disk of PureOS. I've been asked by one of my subscribers who's always commenting on my videos, and it's much appreciated, and he's asked if I take a look at PureOS. So he did say, and that's I hope he doesn't mind me saying his name, Richard Addison. He's always in chats and stuff, and he's always commenting. So he said I might find it a bit weird at first, so I'm not sure what parts of the weird he's talking about, but the couple of strange things I've noticed is it doesn't boot up in UEFI, so I had to boot it in legacy BIOS mode. And also it took forever for it to start up, so it is a hybrid ISO. So I tried ISO hybrid in the terminal to see whether that would allow it to boot in UEFI, but it didn't do that. So so here we are in the live disk. So we're going to look at installing this on the Toshiba laptop. So let's just have a quick look at About System, PureOS. I'm not sure what version of Plasma we're up to, because I don't normally run Plasma too much. He wanted me to look at the Plasma version. So KDE Plasma version 5.13.5 and Qt version 5.11.1. So yeah, I'm not really sure what we're up to there, but I'm pretty sure this is, I think it's actually based on Debian testing, I believe. That's what the PureOS number 7 was based on. This is 8, and I think it's a beta. So I'm not sure whether it's still based on testing. I'd have to think so. So we'll just have a look along the bottom here first. We've got some updates going there. We have, in here we have Discover, and that's your software manager. Now it seems to open up really quick. I haven't had any OS start Discover that quickly, but it doesn't seem to have all the software sources that some other OSs seem to have. So green main, I'm not sure what that means. That's the sources. Maybe that's why it's fairly quick. If you use this on KDE Neon, it's full of sources. It's just full of repos in KDE Neon, I must say. So, and it has its own browser called the PureBrowser. So we'll have a look at that, but first of all, let's install the system. So American English, don't think there's anything else to check off there, or that I can choose anyway. So Australia, Perth, default, yep. And manual partitioning like I normally do. So we've got the FAT32 there, which we're not going to be using. So to save any confusion, I don't think it would matter. Install bootloader to SDA. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll go to our swap. There is a bootloader on there, so I might just, let's say, let's just delete that. I think that's the best way to do it. Okay, that's free space. That'll do. We'll just delete it. That's my swap, and we'll use this format to ext4 mount point root. And that's all we're going to do. We're going to boot from the master boot record in dev STA. So let's go next. Pure Toshiba. Mr. Sheet has got plenty of names. And let's install. And hopefully, once it's installed, hopefully it boots a lot quicker than it does from the USB. I have to think it's because it's a hybrid. Okay, so that's the install all done. So I won't look at any further things in the live disk. I shall save my video and we'll have a look at the, we'll log back into the freshly installed desktop. So here we are in the freshly installed desktop of PureOS. Just a couple of things. I think it's a plasma thing. It's not my thing, I think. But when I'm playing back a video, and I think I'll show you if I can. I put some in the trash. So let's just restore that one for a minute. It already exists. Okay, that's right. When you're playing back a file, you've got to go to the sound configurations and go to applications, and when it's playing, choose your built-in audio analog for VLC if you've got no sound, which is what was happening with me. Because I did everything else under here, made my, this is output, so made my built-in audio by default, and the inputs default was the Yeti, and I still had no sound until I went to here, and whatever was playing back, which was, at that time was VLC, I just went there and chose that, and then I had sound. So that was, I don't know, that's just bit weird the way Plasma works with sounds. So we have some updates pending here, so let's view the updates and see how that goes. So let's update all 228 megabytes to update. Okay, so packages to remove and probably packages to install is there. So I must be upgrading everything. Let's proceed. So I had to scroll all the way down for that, was it? It's a bit weird. So let's do an update and see what happens. Okay, so the system is up to date. That went relatively smoothly, so no problems there. So let's have a look around the desktop, shall we? I find it better if we right click there and go to alternatives and use the application dashboard. I prefer that. Let's have a look. Education, graphics, internet, multimedia. I installed Simple Screen Recorder, Office. Seem to have the full LibreOffice suite there. System settings, system, and utilities, and power and session. Now the one thing I'd like to look at is the PureBrowser. So the PureBrowser's got some features, as in what is this thing here going on here? uBlock and HTTPS everywhere. I'm not quite sure what that means actually, to be honest with you. So if we go to About and About System, there's PureOS. And let's go to their website. Privacy, security and freedom by design. Comes with the best free Libre privacy and security software and apps for privacy out of the box, including DuckDuckGo search engine and HTTPS everywhere, bundled into our official web browser. PureBrowser. PureOS helps you surf the web safely without being tracked by advertisers or marketers. So it allows you to easily encrypt your whole operating system and data with your own encryption keys, whether you download and install it yourself or receive it preloaded. Modern, full-featured and user-friendly. Fully auditable operating system. So whether you are technology enthusiast, someone looking to protect the digital life of your family, or an enterprise IT security department, you can use PureOS freely for any purpose, study and share its source code and adapt it to your needs. It's a fully auditable operating system. You don't have to trust our word that it respects and protects you. It is independently verifiable by security experts and software developers around the world. With so many completely free software applications available, we know there is something for everyone, including popular software applications from categories like education, games, graphics, internet, office, programming, science, sound and video. Furthermore, PureOS builds on top of decades of technological advancements, providing cutting-edge technology to let you enjoy fluid, high frame rate videos, frame perfect animations and better power management for your computer and mobile devices. So I think this OS here is being used for the Librem, I think it's the Librem phone, so that they're using, I don't know whether they're using the GNOME or the Plasma for that. I think it's the Plasma. So this is the operating system that they've got going here. So yeah, it looks like PureBrowser is one of their main things they've got going here. So they've got YouTube, DuckDuckGo by default, and I've noticed that searches seem to be fairly quick as well. YouTube opens up a lot quicker than normal, and I know that because I do a lot of testing on this laptop, and my internet tends to slow down. That's probably all the tracking and stuff that does that. So you can see that it's picking up a lot of stuff here. It's blocked 5 there, and HTTPS everywhere is 7. I'm not quite sure what that thing's all about. So let's just do a search for my channel, PC. I stuffed that up, didn't I? PC TLC. Yeah, so that seems to be traveling quite nicely on the PureBrowser there. So it's, I believe PureBrowser is Firefox by default, and they've just added a couple of little extensions and so forth to work a little bit better for your privacy. That's what I believe they've done. So if we go to help and about PureBrowser, nightly 60.1 extended release. So that's what the PureBrowser is there. Now we have let's see, LibreOffice, Calc 6.1.5.2, so that's fairly up to date. I think they're up to 6.2 now, I believe, LibreOffice. Don't know if they got Gimp in here. No, but let's go to Discover and install an application. So let's look for Gimp. We've got to enter there, don't we? This Discover works really quick. I haven't seen Discover work this quick before, so it's quite refreshing. So hopefully GIMP is 2.1. It's a bit disappointing it doesn't boot on UEFI because most things do these days, but maybe that's because it's sort of still in early development or something. It is being developed for the phone, I believe, so maybe it's, you know, still going as far as development's concerned. There's not too much on their website about it, just the long spiel that I gave you before about all that stuff there. So now in the live disk it asked me to put the keyring in. So on this one the PureBrowser didn't ask me to do that, which is good. Looks like K-Wallet's not interfering with anything, which is a good thing as well, because I don't like that thing at all. And there's GIMP 2.1. Okay. We've got Kate, help and about Kate, 18.08. I don't use Plasma much, so I'm not sure where that stands as far as that's concerned, whether the version is up to date or not. And let's have a look at system settings. I'm sure there won't be too much difference in system settings compared to a standard Plasma system. So you just got the default ones there. Desktop behavior, desktop effects, probably got wobbly windows here, no doubt. Being Plasma, must have missed it. There it is. Apply that. Wobbly windows. And it looks like it's all laid out the same way. Some people do like to make adjustments to system settings in Plasma if any changes are going to be made. But seems like it's all default there. So we are based on Debian testing, I believe, and this thing runs fairly quick, I must say. Now, Plasma normally runs quick, but I'm actually just very impressed with the way Discover works. Alright, so I thought we might be able to install Flatpaks and stuff in here, but there's normally an option for Flatpaks, but it's not in here. Oh, what's this one here? No. Okay, so there's no option for Flatpaks. So because it's Debian, we probably have to go through the, probably have to install snapd and so forth. Let's have a look. I don't know if that comes in Software Center anyway. Snapd? No. Well, that probably depends on what it's booting with too, doesn't it? But I'll have to think it's in here. Sudo apt install snapd. So it's got the snap there. Okay, so I was just reading that there, but let's see what happens there. Let's have a look at Discover again and see if they got Telegram anywhere in here, and see what version it may be up to. So there's no Telegram in here. So I'm thinking, do we have to add some repos in here or something? I'm not really sure. So I'm not sure whether we can do this or not, but if we go sudo apt -backend. So that might be an Ubuntu thing, I think. So I'll probably have to take some time to have a look at how we implement things like snaps and Flatpaks, because it is Debian based, so I'll have to have a look at that. So we'll check that out. I haven't tried adding a repos onto Discover before, so that would be interesting. I'm surprised Telegram's not in the repos there. No Telegram. Now I'm pretty sure when you get to settings, there should be in here a selection to add snaps or Flatpaks. I think in there it is, but I'm not 100% sure. Alright, so this has got to be part of the weird part and the confusing part that probably Richard was talking about. I'm not really sure exactly what he was talking about, but from being on here a very short time, it's apparent that software sources here, now it asks you for a password here, but it does nothing. It's done absolutely nothing. Then we take a look at the repos here, Etsy at sources.list, and we have that repo. I would assume is that one there, green main. I find the information a little bit lacking, to be honest, in whether you can add more repos to this and which repo. Is it actual testing that it's based on, or is it based on Debian unstable? I'm sure you can add more repos, but which ones can you add? That's the question. I haven't done any testing repos. I've only done unstable repos. So yeah, I'm a little bit confused about that one. So besides the desktop being pretty much a standard Plasma desktop, haven't found anything that stands out from anything. The only thing that I have found that is Discover works really well and fast, so that's good. We probably wouldn't want to add too many repos to Discover and slow it down, but we definitely need like a non-free repo and something with a few more packages in it. So yeah, I'm going to have to do some research on that one. So if anyone knows what repos we can add to this, and maybe Richard might know, that's why he's asked me to take a look at it, that would be fantastic, and we'll give those a go. I may have to do some searching around, and I can make some post videos after uploading this video and see if we can get a few more things happening in this distro to see whether we can extend it a little bit more and make it a bit more feature rich, so to speak. Okay, so we're going to be having a look at some Flatpaks. Now I was doing some reading on, there's a PureOS app store that's coming for Librem phone and the laptops. So I didn't realise that this was being run on laptops, so that's Purism. So I knew a little bit about System 76, but I didn't know a lot about Purism. So this is where the PureOS comes from. So yep, they're looking at, where was it? To be based around Flatpaks. First app is announced, and that is Lollipop. There, the Lollipop application is a GNOME music player. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ahead of the game here. I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but let's try sudo apt install Flatpak. And yep, add that. So this one here is for Debian quick setup for Flatpak. Follow these simple steps to start using Flatpak. That's for Debian. Now we're not using the GNOME desktop. Now apparently the GNOME desktop is the main desktop for PureOS. However, Richard's asked me to look at the Plasma one. That's the link that he gave me. So we're running Plasma here. So we need to also include this one. Do that. And And I think the other one I did the other day was, I'm pretty sure I installed, not the other day, it was yesterday. So this video is probably going to be over a couple of days so I can get to know this operating system. So sudo apt install plasma discover flatpak backend. So I think I installed that. It's unable to locate that package. So that's interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'll cancel that. Let's just put these on the bookmarks toolbar for now. Oh, that should be right. I can always search for that again. Now I don't know whether that's going to come up inside of Discover or not, because you need the link to it, I think. But we'll restart and see what happens. Right, so I've rebooted the system, and we shall have another look at Discover and see what we can discover. Okay, settings, FlatHub is there. Let's have a look at installed and search from there. Let's do a search for Telegram. Enter. Nothing found. That's interesting. Let's go to applications and do it in there. Maybe I'm searching in the wrong place. Ah, there we go. Telegram. Now, was that a Flatpak? I just want to make sure. FlatHub. Okay, so we've got it happening now. So it's all there. So let's go Lollipop, which is the one they're talking about putting in, and it's there. From down further, is it FlatHub? Yep. Okie dokes. So that's all working very well. Nice. All right. So we are got Plasma running on Deviant here. Deviant testing, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. I'm very unfamiliar with this, so it's sort of just winging it here. So let's add an image, see what images we've got. No, sorry, get new wallpapers I was meant to do. Let's see if there's any Karl Schneider in here, because he does some really good stuff. Charlie Henson. Karl, no, not the Karl I know. No Karl Schneider, okay. So Charlie Henson, let's look for Charlie. Charlie does really good stuff as well. Don't know how many of his will be in here. Oh, quite a few. Charlie Henson, City of Dreams is a pretty good one actually. Alright, so let's close that and have a look at those ones. So let's go to System Settings. Workspace theme, Breeze Dark. I keep forgetting in Plasma you got to click apply. always forget that. In a lot of other desktops it's just you do it, just click on it and that's it. Always forget about that. Breeze Dark there, okay, so everything should be dark. And is Discover dark as well? Yes it is. Alright. So now the other thing I was going to do is I was going to, before I come across that website talking about the PureOS store, and it was mainly going to be based on Flatpaks, what I was going to do, I was going to, let's go to here. I was going to add this repo, which is the SID repo, into the sources list and add that repo to it, but it looks as though, I don't know how I managed to install that Flatpak backend when it wasn't installing. I've obviously done something wrong along the way, and I haven't realized what I've done. But what I was going to do is I was going to do this. I should have a sudo nano etc apt sources.list. So all we've got is the PureOS green main. I was going to add that, but since I've found the Flatpaks, we may not have to do that. So the other thing is we need to look at here is whether or not we have cancel that. Oh no, cancel. Let's just Control X out of there. I'm not going to add anything to that for now. All right, so that's that. So that's pretty good. I'm liking it. So if you want your PureOS to have a few more availabilities of software, Flatpak, it looks like that's the way they're going to go. So if you're running PureOS and you want to attach Flatpaks to it already, that is the way to go. I'm not sure whether that's going to provide all the necessary things you need. Let's have a look at some of the things that I use, whether they're in the in here or not. Cherry tree I use. You'd have to think that's there. No, it's not there. Okay. Let's have a look for Thunderbird. I like to use Thunderbird. Thunderbird is there. There's two of them. So one of them will be a Flatpak. That's a Flatpak. And what's the other one? Is that from the standard repos or is that a Flatpak as well? That's from the PureOS green main. Okay. So what about Kden Live? That should be here because we're running. Okay, what do we got? 18.12 from PureOS. Yep, that's okay. That's from their repos. And what was the other one? Must have been a Flatpak, was it? That's from the FlatHub 18.12 as well. So I don't want to get from the FlatHub if I don't have to. If it comes from the repos, then I'm happy to do that because it's more integrated in the system. Only if you can't find it. I don't know why Cherry Tree would not be in here. It's normally in most repos, but it's not in here. Caterpillar on Cherry Tree. No, that's not exactly what I was looking for. All right. So that's interesting. Installed, settings, applications. So I'm a bit disappointed that Cherry Tree is not in there. Try again under applications. No, nothing found. So it's not even in a FlatHub either or in a Flatpak. Interesting. I don't think Zoom would be in here unless it comes under Flatpak. Zoom it is. It's actually there. That would have to be a Flatpak then. Yep, it's a Flatpak. Released on Sunday the 20th of January 2019. That's pretty recent, I would have to think. It's a month. Nice. Yeah, I like to use Cherry Tree, so I don't know why that's not in there. So whether there's another way around that, adding another repo, if anyone can let me know if adding the SID repos would blow the system up, because I'm into blowing up systems and I do it without even trying. So if there's another extra repo, maybe an Ubuntu repo or something like that, I don't know if you can add that to a Debian system or not. I haven't really tried that, but there might be a simple repo that has just that little bit extra that comes with Ubuntu or Mint or something like that. You should be able to add maybe even a Kubuntu repo or something. I'm not sure. I don't think it has to be a KDE Plasma one. It could be probably any one. So yeah, if anyone knows, let me know. So that is PureOS A little bit different to what I expected. Well, the desktop itself is pretty much, you know, your standard Plasma, and you got all the some of these things in here, applications that I'm not really sure what they are, but it's a standard Plasma, so no problem there, and it works well. It's nice and quick, being based on Deviant, so you would expect it to be. Just those little things. Now that we've got the Flatpak, that's pretty handy. And if they're going that way anyway, eventually you might get a PureOS store, then that'll be Flatpaks anyway. But once you've got the Flatpak installed on here, you've got, you know, access to a lot of applications anyway, so that works out well. So that was, yeah, that was a bit confusing. I think that's the confusing bit that Richard Addison was talking about, was probably those repos. So so that's worked out really well. It seems to have a lot of stuff in the repos under the green main anyway, which is the PureOS repos. The Flatpak just enhances that a little bit more. The cherry tree is a bit of a sticking point because I like to use that. Haven't used it for a while, but I need to update it, so I always look at it anyway. So that's, we need a repo for that, which would be like maybe a Debian stretch or SID or something that can be added, so we've got access to those. And I'd probably want the most up-to-date one, so there must be an Ubuntu or Linux Mint repo I can put in there. So any suggestions for that would be very welcome as well. So this has been a bit of a learning curve. I might leave this on here a bit, although I've got some other distros I want to look at on here, so we'll see how we go. But depending on the comments that I get, I'll be looking a bit further into this. So hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found this informative and interesting, and thank you for watching.